Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Spearfishing Vanuatu. In this episode I'm putting the focus onto dogtooth tuna. Throughout this past winter, from the day the first individuals appeared again around the points and drop-off ledges surrounding Awhate Island Port Vila, and all the way through to the end of winter when they school up in big numbers before breeding and then disappearing back to the depths, I have been studying their movements and behaviour in relation to the moon and tides. I've been obsessed with learning everything I possibly can about these big, powerful and beautiful fish. With every chance that the weather allowed, I began exploring further out from Awhate and into the islands and blue water structures that are reachable in the Tini, both to the north and the south. And so, after this, my first full season of diving with and hunting dogtooth, these are some of my experiences and the things I have learned. Shot placement is one of the most important elements to consider if you want to be successful in landing a dogtooth of any size. The next element is the gear you use, your setup. Although it is possible to be successful in the use of a reel gun on these fish, it is far from ideal, as the risks are much higher. The risks of parts of your gear failing not only make it more likely that you will lose the fish, and in so doing kill it for no gain, but you also raise the risks to your own safety if you do not handle the fight right. Unless you are very close, the most effective shot you can make on a dogtooth tuna is through the pectoral fin on an angle forward towards the opposite eye. Blue water gear with quality float line and sufficient floats for the size fish you are targeting is the most functional and purpose-built gear to use for your own safety, and so that the visions of a 50-kilo amazing, healthy and powerful fish you lost and most likely killed don't haunt you. Stoning a fish with a shot to the spine or brain will give you the highest likelihood of landing a dogtooth. However, broadside shots that are angled towards this part of the fish's body can be risky because it's only millimeters difference between stoning the fish or having it at full power. By far the most effective tool that a spearfisherman has to raise the percentage chance of landing a dogtooth is the decision whether or not to take a shot. If the shot doesn't feel right, I don't take it, because for me, letting them swim feels a lot better than losing them. The next element to take into consideration is the environment. Depth, surrounding structure, the number of sharks, and how their behavior is in every moment all need to be taken into consideration every time before you decide to shoot a dog too. A few fish that would have been my personal best have been lost to sharks. Some ways to move the odds back in your favor are to make sure that you have a good team. If possible, and you can get a team of 3, having one person shooting the fish, another to work the float, and another to defend the catch from the sharks, tips the odds back into your favor. Unfortunately, this is not a luxury that I have yet afforded anywhere that I've lived. Also, having a float line that you can adjust the length of from dive to dive, depending on the depth that you want to be diving for the fish, makes a big difference.
Yes. Right, go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Go, Rangon, pull!